Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're your shortcut to being well-informed, giving you those surprising facts, and hopefully just enough humor to keep you listening. Today we're getting into a really fascinating ancient text. It's called the Sabhiyasutta. It tells this incredible story, a quest for truth, really, and how powerful clear answers can be. Our mission, you could say, is to follow the journey of Sabhiya the Wanderer. Now, imagine this setup. Sabhiya has this divine challenge, right? He has to find a spiritual teacher who can answer these specific, very deep questions he has. And the catch, if he finds someone who can answer them, he's bound to follow that person. Talk about high stakes.
Oh, absolutely. And it wasn't just a casual search either. Sabhiya was diligent. He first went to, well, some of the most famous, most respected spiritual leaders around at the time. We're talking big names here. Purnankasappa, Makali Gosala, Hito Kisakambali, Pakulo Kakayano, Sanjaya Balathiputto, and Ingeto Nataputto. These guys were, the heavyweights, the intellectual and spiritual giants of their day, hugely revered.
Right. And here's where the story gets, I think, really interesting, and it gives us a clue for today, actually. You'd think these famous teachers would have all the answers, wouldn't you?
You would.
But the text says they not only couldn't answer Sabhiya's questions, they actually got angry and kind of defensive, even turning the questions back on him.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how frustrating that must have been? Sabhiya was just left completely disheartened, lost, really. He even thought about just packing it all in, giving up the spiritual life for, well, ordinary sensual pleasures. He was really at a low point.
And that failure, that initial part of the story, it's really instructive, I think. It really highlights the difference between just having a big reputation or, intellectual skill and having that genuine liberating insight.
Right.
Sophia's disappointment shows that, well, fame or tradition doesn't always mean deep understanding, doesn't mean someone can actually guide you out of doubt. It's a huge lesson in discernment, really.
Absolutely. So after all these dead ends, Sabhiya, almost like a last resort. He considers Gautama the Buddha, but he hesitated at first, which is so relatable. He sort of dismissed the Buddha, thinking, oh, he's young, new to this whole renunciation thing. That classic bias, right? Underestimating wisdom because someone seems inexperienced.
Exactly. But this is where Sabhiya's own kind of wisdom kicks in. He has this moment, this crucial insight. He realizes you shouldn't just dismiss an ascetic because they seem young. Especially, the text says, if they are greatly powerful and influential. And that shift in his thinking, that openness, that's what finally leads him to the Buddha. It's a key moment.
And the difference in how he was received, just wow, night and day.
Completely.
The Buddha welcomes him, totally open, invites him, asks him, ask whatever you wish in your mind.
Yeah, and promises to put an end to his doubts.
Imagine hearing that after all the previous brush-offs. Sabhiya is filled with, well, delight and gladness, the text says. It must have felt amazing.
Totally. It just sets the stage perfectly for this really transformative conversation, moving way beyond just, intellectual debate into real spiritual guidance. The Buddha's approach was all about compassion, assurance, and creating that space where Sabhiya could actually find some resolution.
Okay.
And this is where we get to the core of our deep dive today, unpacking these really precise, illuminating answers the Buddha gave. And you'll see these definitions, they still resonate. They're surprisingly relevant.
Okay, let's jump into them. I can just picture Sabhiya leaning in, waiting. His first question was about what it really means to be a bhikkhu, a monk.
Exactly.
It's clearly more than just the title, isn't it?
Oh, much more. The Buddha says a bhikkhu is someone who has made a path for himself. That immediately tells you it's active, right? Self-directed, not just following some old map. This person has attained nibbana, the end of suffering, the end of that cycle of rebirth, not just, some nice afterlife. And crucially for Sabhiya, they've crossed over doubt. Solid conviction. They've abandoned becoming and non-being, meaning they've let go of clinging to any kind of existence or even non-existence. They see both are conditional.
Yeah.
It's profound liberation, the destruction of rebirth. So the key idea, a monk isn't passive. They've actively transformed themselves to end suffering.
So, yeah, not just wearing the robe, someone who's actively forged their own way to freedom, shed the desire for any state of being, and really stopped the suffering cycle. That's a powerful reframing for many, I bet. Okay, so building on that, Sabhiya then asks about specific inner qualities. Let's look at Serato, gentle or restrained, and Danta, tamed or self-controlled. Are these related or distinct things?
They're very closely related, yeah. They definitely build on each other. A Serato is someone who's equanimous everywhere. Total balance, composure, no matter what's happening, good, bad, doesn't matter. They're mindful, and this is key, harms no one in the world, and importantly, no arrogance. It's this inner peace that just naturally flows outward, a gentle, humble kind of presence.
Inner calm leading to harmlessness and humility.
Got it. And Danta, how does that add to it?
Danta kind of takes that mastery deeper internally. The Buddha says it's someone whose faculties are developed inwardly and outwardly. Complete control over senses, thoughts, actions, everything. They've penetrated this world and the next, suggesting this really deep understanding of all levels of reality, not just what we see.
Wow.
And such a person awaits his time, meaning they're completely ready for death. They've perfected their inner state, no fear left. So the subtle difference, Serato is maybe more about the outward gentleness, the lack of arrogance. Danta's the deep inner cultivation, the mastery of senses and understanding that makes that possible.
Ah, I see.
It's self-control so total, it changes how you see reality, even how you face death. That distinction really helps. How these qualities layer up, showing this deep inner work.
Okay, so after understanding those states, Sabhiya must have been thinking about the ultimate goal. How does the Buddha define Buddha? An awakened one. I mean, it's his own title.
Right, this is the peak. A Buddha is someone who has discerned all eons, all the vast cycles of time, of existence, cosmic history, basically.
Okay.
They fully grasp the coming and going in both samsara, that whole endless cycle of birth, death, rebirth. They see it all. They are free from defilement, spotless, pure, and they've attained the destruction of birth.
So it's not just enlightenment for oneself.
Well, it includes that, but the insight here is that it's a complete, comprehensive, utterly pure understanding of all reality. And it's that understanding that allows for the complete end of suffering, for good. A profound, holistic knowing of reality itself, leading to total purity.
Yeah, comprehensive. Now, Sabhiya, being a wanderer, he had met lots of traditional teachers. He knew terms like Brahmin and ascetic in the usual sense. How did the Buddha redefine Brahmana? Not the caste thing, but a truly holy person, and Sabhiya an ascetic. What was the sort of core message there? Why did he need to draw that distinction?
That's a really important point. The Buddha consistently took these traditional terms and redefined them based on conduct, ethics, spiritual achievement. He was directly challenging the whole social hierarchy based on birth.
Right.
So for Brahmin, he says it's someone who has put away all evil deeds. They're spotless, well-composed, steadfast. They've crossed over samsara, are perfected, and crucially, unattached.
Yeah.
The powerful message is, true holiness isn't something you inherit, it's earned through your own efforts at purification, ethical living, and liberation. It's an achievement.
A huge shift from lineage to liberation. Okay, and Samatha, the ascetic. A samatha is one who has pacified himself, deep inner calm, and they've abandoned merit and demerit. Now, that's a surprising one for some.
Yeah, what does that mean exactly?
It means going beyond even clinging to good deeds or fearing bad deeds. It's not that they don't do good, but they're not attached to the results, not craving the rewards.
Wow.
They're knowing this world and the next and have transcended birth and death. So it's about this profound inner peace and knowledge that sees beyond dualities. That's what leads to freedom. Taken together, these definitions hammer home that real spiritual worth comes from inner change, not just your label or background.
It really feels like all these definitions point towards letting go of doubt, attachments, even conventional ideas of good and bad. This next one is fascinating. Natako literally means bathing, but here it means spiritual purification. What's the deeper meaning of this cleansing metaphor? It's obviously not just about taking a bath, right?
Right, not at all. It's a beautiful, really insightful metaphor. Anatako is someone who has washed away all evil deeds, both inwardly and outwardly. So complete purification of mind and action.
Okay.
But then the text adds, they do not fashion a self among gods and humans.
Oh.
That's the really profound part. It means completely letting go of identifying with any kind of self, any form of existence, even the really nice heavenly ones.
So it's not just cleaning up your act.
Exactly. It's purifying the very sense of self that gets reborn. It's a radical letting go of identity itself, ultimate release.
That is a definite aha moment.
Yeah.
Purifying the idea of a self.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving from that deep inner release, Sabhiya also asked about qualities like strength and wisdom. What's a nago? It often means a naga serpent or an elephant, but here it signifies a great being.
Yeah, the imagery is powerful. A nago is someone who does no harm in the world. Profound nonviolence in thought, word, and deed. They've released all fetters and bonds, those inner chains that hold us back, and they're unattached everywhere, liberated. Think of a huge, majestic elephant. Immensely strong, but calm, unburdened, roaming freely. That image captures this idea of great spiritual power combined with complete freedom from all limitations. Strong, but harmless. Truly free.
Powerful image, that unshakable freedom.
Okay.
And then Peta, the wise one, and Muni, the sage. How do they relate? What's the key thing for each?
A painter, the wise, is someone who has discerned both the pure things, inwardly and outwardly. They are pure in wisdom, and this is interesting, have transcended black and white, meaning they see beyond simple good-bad categories. Their clarity isn't caught up in duality or surface judgments. They see the true nature of things.
Okay, so wisdom that gets beyond those simple boxes. And the Muni, the sage.
The Muni knows the Dhamma of the existent and non-existent, inwardly and outwardly, just a complete understanding of everything. All phenomena, they're honored by gods and humans, and they've crossed over the net of attachment. So the Muni is this figure of immense understanding, respected by everyone, precisely because they are totally free from clinging. The insight is the Muni doesn't just know things. They embody wisdom so fully they've escaped the whole web of attachment. Their wisdom is total, covering, all fields, all treasures, mastering all realms of experience.
It's just so consistent, isn't it? All these definitions pointing to freedom from attachment, deep understanding. Okay, nearly there. What does it mean to be an Arya, a noble one? And finally, Paribhajako, a wanderer, bringing Sabhiya's own title to its ultimate meaning.
Right, the Arya, the noble one. This is someone who has cut off defilements and attachments, and significantly does not enter the womb again.
Wow, okay, no more rebirth.
Exactly. A profound statement of freedom. They've discarded the three kinds of perception and the mire deep mental purification, and again, does not fashion a self. This is a very high level of attainment. Ultimate freedom from the cycle, from self-illusion. It encompasses those other qualities too, like inner strength, freedom from bonds like a thoroughbred horse, or someone truly energetic and heroic in their striving.
Reaching the absolute summit of the path. And then the ultimate Paribhajako, the wanderer, which was Sabhiya's own title at the start.
This ultimate wanderer has avoided action, ripening, and suffering everywhere. Above, below, across, middle, in all possible ways, all realms. They are wandering with full understanding, and they've made an end of illusion, conceit, greed, and anger, even an end to name and form.
Name and form, too.
Yes, it signifies transcending even the most basic mental and physical constructs. They wander freely because there's literally nothing left to bind them. It's the ultimate expression of inner freedom, profound understanding, like someone who is truly, deeply well-informed about the root of all suffering and free from it.
What an absolutely incredible journey through those definitions. So Sabhiya gets these answers, these precise, illuminating explanations, and he's just overcome with joy, right?
Completely overwhelmed. The text says he just bursts into praise for the Buddha, in verses. He recognized the Buddha had gone beyond all those philosophical dead ends, called him the end maker, the one who crosses to the other shore of suffering, an Arahant. Compared him to a lotus, totally untainted. Sabhiya just declared flat out there's no equal to the Buddha anywhere, not among gods or humans.
The transformation was total.
Absolutely. The clarity, the depth of the answers, it was exactly what he needed. It just dissolved all his doubts, all that earlier frustration. And this deep satisfaction, it led him to immediately ask for ordination. He wanted to join the path.
Here's that final, just amazing detail about his devotion. When they told him, okay, usually people from other traditions, they have to wait 4 months before full ordination.
Yeah.
Sabhiya's commitment was so intense, he said, I'll wait 4 years.
4 years. Wow.
Incredible, right. And that dedication, well, it led to his full ordination, and the texts say he eventually became an Arahant himself.
Yeah.
He reached the goal. His story is just this powerful example of what genuine wisdom and clear guidance can do.
Absolutely. From being totally lost, confused, on the verge of giving up, Sabhiya found not just answers, but complete liberation. It really shows the power of precise knowledge, especially when it's delivered with compassion and real insight.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, just think about Sabhiya's incredible journey, from that confusion, that near despair, all the way to profound clarity and freedom. His story really shows the power of, well, seeking knowledge with an open mind, doesn't it? And finding a guide who can give you answers that actually mean something, answers that don't just fill a gap, but actually transform you. This deep dive hopefully gives you a shortcut to understanding the core of these ancient spiritual ideas. Maybe gives you that aha moment about what real wisdom could look like. And it makes you wonder, doesn't it? In our world, just flooded with information, so many conflicting views. How do you figure out what's truly wise? What qualities, maybe beyond just having the right answers, signal real understanding and an authentic guide for your own quest for knowledge?